Well, firstly, I'd like to start by thanking the organisers for giving me the opportunity to participate in this very interesting and exciting event. I'm an Associate Professor in Soil Ecology at the University of Adelaide in South Australia. We had a very interesting session yesterday where we discussed a wide range of different topics. We had presentations from speakers from the UK and from Canada and Kenya, and that was a really informative and enjoyable process. We identified 6 different restitutions that I'll present now. So the first was around proposing an open data framework to promote the sharing of data according to open standards to ensure that that data is truly useful to farmers. And so, for example, there are a lot of social media platforms that collect data, they're familiar to people to use them, but the availability of that data to the farmers and other stakeholders may not be as easy as we might potentially like. The second was around using young farmers as professionals and propagators of knowledge. They're often more familiar with technology and potentially more enterprising, and so we think they have great agency in propagating information and technology. The third was around fostering the emergence of groups of collaborators who will help each other to grow and to share good practices and technologies. So we heard about a very interesting example where groups of farmers were showing greater profitability with a transition to change than if they made that transition alone by themselves, because they could share the purchase of equipment and inputs, but they could also share their learnings and their knowledge as well. The fourth was around developing risk-sharing mechanisms, so both financial ones, but also mitigating and adapting and managing risks, so through sharing knowledge and learnings as well. So really dealing with risk and sharing that risk as parts of groups. The fifth was continuing to work on equipment and mechanisation that promote not only good practices, so improving the sustainability of farming systems, but also to promote the comfort of operations, because there's often a perception that a lot of and it's a reality too, that a lot of farming work is hard physical work. And so by offsetting some of that through mechanisation, it might make it a more attractive proposition to farmers as well. The final one was a very interesting example around developing a more engaging narrative around what's called crowd farming. So this is a system that short-circuits some of the economic aspects of this by pre-financing and pre-purchasing agricultural products, so especially things like fruits and vegetables. And so this might be especially appealing to young people who are often excluded from insurance or support mechanisms, particularly in Africa. But these kinds of models work best where you have the producer close to large urban areas, where you have those consumers who will potentially pre-purchase those agricultural products, and then that benefit can flow to the producer. So those were the 6 restitutions that we had. Thank you.